And is there any questions in the crowd for the candidates? I see that as a no.
This is for you, John. My name's Penny Doty, and I live by Irene. So I know you said in your campaign that you are here for the people. You are here to take care of the people. So tell me this. Of all the people that were against the wind turbines coming in, were you taking care of the people of Yankton County? Because you voted for it when nobody wanted it.
I beg to differ with you when you say nobody wanted it. We had in coming to the county commission meetings, we had 40, 50 people come in. On some nights, maybe 70. Yankton County consists of 18,323 residents. Now, just because they didn't come into the meeting and 75 or 80 or 100 people came into the meeting to speak, I also went out and talked to other people in the county. Now, I am here for all of the people in District 18 to listen and make sure that the decisions that I make are correct and with all of the people, not just a few. Now, a few of the people that were at the meetings were there. That's not to say that the other 18,000 people didn't come and talk to me or I didn't talk to them. Does everybody get to answer this question, or is that just for me?
Everybody gets to answer that one.
You know, it happens a lot. I've seen it during the time I've been up in the legislature. You know, sometimes you get a lot of input from people. A lot of times you. Right. How's that? I appreciate it a lot. A lot of times people don't want to hear what I have to say anyway, so they like it down here. You know, you have a lot of issues such as that, and it is sometimes very, very difficult to determine, you know, you're trying to read all the tea leaves as to who's in favor of it and who's not in favor of certain issues. And so what you really do is you have to, you know, get in all the information, and then you have to make a decision. And I think that's one of the challenging parts, and I think one of the most sometimes enjoyable parts being a legislator. From the standpoint, I've always told everybody when they start that being in the legislature, from my standpoint, is the best gig in the state. And why I say that is twofold. Number one, there's only been about 4,000 people total in South Dakota's entire history that's ever got to serve in the legislature. But more importantly, is that you know, when you're sitting there in our little desk, because you know we don't have anything other than this little bitty desk, there's only a yes vote and there's a no vote. There's no maybe votes. And so you really then learn, you know, what you really see. And sometimes the decisions that you have to make are very close. They have some good reasons on both sides. And so there's that red thing again.
Well, I believe that local control is the best decision maker that's closest to the people. On this issue, I have to agree with Mike and I can only deal, not been on the commission, but with the issues in Pierre. You have those people that are very engaged and want you to know and hear the message of why they're for or why they are against the bill that's out there, or in this request with the wind farms. And as an individual, those wind farms not only touch District 18, but I believe there was another district that was involved in those wind farms. So you've got two districts now, or 2-3 counties of people, and you have to do an assessment and analysis. What's the greater benefit here? I don't know the process that was used, but that's part of any process. You need to find out at the end of the day, is there going to be a benefit for those people that are participating, for those owners that have the wind towers on their land, for those communities that may benefit from having that business around there. And then that's the decision has to be made. And it's above with local control that they can come back to you and say, this is the reason we made the decision. And again, it's in the long term, you're going to see if that result is there.
Well, I was there with the wind turbines, and I think the most frustrating thing is when people who are elected, who are supposed to represent the people, ignore the people who are going to be affected directly by these wind turbines. Because I saw it. The thing about it is with those wind turbines, when you look at that, there was only like 5 people that actually lived up there who would be affected by those turbines. The rest of the people who got payments did not live up there. And I think it's very important when we have projects like the solar, we have projects like the wind, we have projects, data centers, whatever it may be, that elected leaders listen to the people who are living, who will have to live with it. That's the key. And not listening to the big corporations, the lobbyists, and whoever has the biggest handout and can pad their campaign elections. Because you can say that doesn't happen. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so it's important. I think it's important that the county does have a zoning. Because again, your property rights, if you are doing something that is going to infringe on your neighbor and what how they're living and what they're doing, there needs to be something there to have that protection. But again, we have to listen to the people who are directly affected by whatever may be coming in.
This is kind of near and dear to my heart. I am a supervisor in Turkey Valley Township, the township that would be affected by these wind towers. We showed up in force to voice our opinion that we did not want or need those things in our neighborhood. I have a beautiful view from my country living home, and I did not want it disrupted by those things. The biggest thing, part of the reason I'm here is because of those, doing what I'm doing now. I want people's voices to be heard. I don't want to be told by somebody who doesn't live up there or farm up there or do anything up there except maybe own land to tell me that this is what I'm going to have. However, people do have property rights. But when you infringe on your neighbor to that extent, then we got to have a discussion. So it's hard for me to talk. My blood pressure's up to here right now over this. I've fought this tooth and nail, and that is why I'm here. I mean, I want people's voices to be heard and not be dictated to. Thank you.
Thank you guys for those answers. That was wonderful.